So Dane, you start this movie out as very kind of like a cold, calculating kind of character. And I'm just curious, is that a difficult thing to slip into, or do you have a process for kind of like figuring out, okay, how am I going to tackle this guy to be just kind of like this, he's kind of like a killer mindset?
I mean, it's like, it's what I do. I don't know. I don't know. It's like, sure, I guess in some ways it's difficult. And like, yes, I have a way of slipping into it. Yeah.
Cool.
So yes to both questions, I guess.
Yes, I do. So there's a lot of very intense sequences in this film. Some of which I haven't even seen yet, only through the trailer,
Yeah.
which looks like pretty crazy. And I know that you were pretty much subjected to some really insane stunts and like being in the water tank and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, I mean, I know that there's preparation beforehand, but once you're in that situation, does it feel like you're really ready for that?
I mean, once you're in the situation, I don't think you have time to think about, am I ready for this? Because you just have to be ready. You're like all of a sudden bolted to the sides of this giant water tank, and they're filling it with water, and it's go time, So you can't really look backwards and think about, like, am I ready to do this? Like, then it's time to make the movie, and it's time to, do it. So I do it.
And Gore is he's a very particular kind of filmmaker in that he gets very specific shots, like really cool, like specific shots, but it looks like it takes a while to set up a lot of those things. And just from the outside looking in, it looks like it would require an immense amount of patience from not only the crew, but also the cast. Did you find that you had to exercise a lot more patience, or was that specifically challenging?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, the movie took 5 months to shoot, and it didn't take 5 months to shoot because there's a ton of visual effects or anything. It took 5 months to shoot because Gore is so particular about every shot in the movie, which is amazing and does require patience. And, ultimately it's just like, how can I use this time wisely and use it, to help me, not to get in my way.
Right.
So, yeah.
So yesterday when you guys were talking after we saw bits of the footage, Gore said that he wanted this to be kind of due to wellness facilities, what Jaws did to the beach. Did you feel that after you were done, like during the process, and then when it was all over, did you feel like, I'm never getting a massage again?
I mean, I've gotten massages since, but I definitely can't, I can't see or go to a spa without thinking twice about it. Even today, going up in the elevator, there was this really serene poster for a spa, and you just will never look at it the same again. That's it.
And his exact words, he's like, I want this movie to fuck you up. Did you feel that too? Like, is this like a movie that's like gonna really mess with people in that way?
I hope it fucks you up, man. I really do. Hope it messes with you and fucks you up and gives you nightmares, and I hope you enjoy it.
So, also in working with Gore, was he a filmmaker that you had sought out to work with, or did it just kind of happen to fall into place?
Honestly, no. It just kind of fell into place. I mean, I hadn't really even seen that many of his movies, and then I started to when he presented me with the opportunity, and The Ring is awesome. The Ring is what made me realize he could pull this off. I had seen The Ring before, but I rewatched it, and I was like, oh, this. I mean, obviously I knew his movies, but I wasn't super familiar with him as a filmmaker, and after I watched The Ring again, I knew he could pull it off in the way he said he wanted to.
And everything is about, for him, it's not only those specific shots, but it's just a very focused atmosphere too.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it feels like, did you feel that on the set too? Like you felt like you were in the environment?
Yeah, totally, absolutely. He's a very focused person, a very specific person, and I am that as well. I prefer to do things slowly and methodically rather than fast, and I think we have that in common, which is why we worked well together.